Hello you wonderful people and welcome back to the channel. We are in Prehistoric Kingdoms today, and this actual episode that I'm uploading and that you're watching now was meant to come out after the episode that's going to come out after this one. I just wanted to drop this one before because this isn't going to be a habitat build, but it's actually going to be a staff building, and with lots of detail, lots of work going into it, and I think it was about 6 hours in total it took me to do this, so a little bit longer than usual for an episode, but I really enjoyed doing this, and I really like adding in the fine details and just the little intricate little things that you can change around. So yes, we're building a staff room today, and it's not your standard staff room. It's not going to be like a little kind of like a plain room with a couple of chairs. It's going to be like a really nice big thing, so you've got enough room in there for, like, you know, you're talking like 50 staff that could go in there if they needed to before they start their shift or they're working. But yeah, the whole entire build itself isn't like it's going to be able to be extended onto, so you can have we'll build some toilets, like a restroom later on in another episode. We'll build like a quarantine, a research center. So we're going to build all these staff rooms, kind of all the add-ons that you get within Planet Zoo. So, you know, you've got your buildings, like you've got your veterinary. I said that completely wrong. So you got your vet room. That's easier. You got your quarantine, and you've got like all your other little buildings, haven't you? Like your little staff room, your large staff room, and that's kind of what I want to do in Prehistoric Kingdom. Build all these items, structures, so the staff can use them. There are no staff in the game, but yeah, I want to kind of give it a little bit more realism for within the park and what's going on around it, so it's not just habitats and random people walking around in the zoo. So yes, for this episode it is going to be staff building, and I had some inspiration off Pinterest as normally, or sometimes I just go completely maverick and don't do anything, and I kind of do that. But yeah, with this one I just took the idea of a pinch of salt. It was kind of it's very hard to get like white walls unless you're using the letter I, and I did use that in the alpha version, but you do get kind of a strong glare off it, so I went with a kind of very light concrete mixed with a bit of a light wood, and I mixed it up with some like black tables and white chairs, and I literally copied the image in terms of the style and the colouring from Pinterest. And then the roof was actually quite clean, but I thought it was a little bit too clean, because a lot of buildings that you see now, like if you go into a mall, a cafe, anything like that, you always get to see exposed air conditioning units or circulation pipes, electrical wires. You see all that kind of, but you don't really pay attention to it because you don't tend to look up and stare at it, or you see it enough that it becomes the norm and you don't have to cover it. Because you can obviously get those tiles where you can cover all that and it's all hitting above you, but for this I kind of wanted it to be exposed. It gives you that nice kind of gives you a nice feeling like there's more going on in the whole entire environment. So yeah, I built like the aircon units. I copied this little square thing, or rectangle, sorry, where it was a ventilation, so instead of them coming down like large kind of like tubes or pipes, they were coming out vents, and it would kind of circulate more of the building fully. And so we had like a kitchen area as well, so you've got a nice little area where you've got a coffee machine. I really enjoyed building a coffee machine, although it does look like something from Cyberpunk or something really in the future, and it does look a little bit like harsh as well. It's not your prettiest coffee machine, it's not very round, it's very rigid, but it looks kind of like an industrial coffee machine. So like another example, like in my work, like you don't have a standard microwave, you have this like 1200 watt power microwave which you can put in like your sandwich or your rice and chicken or whatever you're going to eat in the microwave, and you put it on for 10 seconds and it's piping hot already. So but to buy one of those in your house is like near impossible. So it's kind of like an industrial coffee machine is what I went for. I also went to make a sink as well, and I quite enjoyed making the sink because I didn't want to make a square sink. I wanted to have it kind of a curve to it, so a little bit sleek for the sink. And it works really well using the guttering on the sides, because you've got the two bits, like the end bits you can put on, and you can put that together. And I think it came out really, really well. I was really quite chuffed with it. And then you've got the air vent pieces, which you can shrink down into tiny little plug holes, which again seemed to work really well. I was like, that looks really good. And so yeah, I think I added in a toaster as well, which again looks a bit like an industrial toaster. It doesn't look like the one you're going to have in your kitchen. It's nice and cute looking with nice little buttons and stuff, but it's a little bit like, yeah, it's a harsh toaster as well. But after I built that, I was looking at it, I was like, it still feels like there's not enough going on there. you've got like your plates above, you've got your bowls. I got like cups or coffee cups they look like, which I changed the color of, but I wanted to add in some like plug sockets. So I built a plug socket, a UK version, so you'll see it with, it looks like a little tiny face. I think I did it right. It was 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top. I'm sure it's right, yeah. And I also then added the plugs on, and then I used the rope to make some wires, which again, it's only very, very small, and you can just see it in a glimpse as you kind of as you go past. And it just gives it a little bit more detail, I think, and just gives it a bit more life to it as well. It looks like it's actually connected up and not just sitting there on the side. So yeah, and further on, I kind of brought that out, and then while I was building this, I was thinking I want some windows, obviously let some light in, but the lighting effects within the game aren't very like up to scratch at the moment. They're like outside the game, they're really fantastic, but when you're inside of a building, the light that comes through, such as like windows or glasses, isn't very good at the moment. It just doesn't seem to let enough light in. Again, I think that's obviously a work in progress that will be changed as we go along. So inside is quite dark. It is a shame because I did make very large panoramic windows to let some light in. I made some custom ones because I kind of wanted one to kind of like have this, the style that I was copying had like these old panel windows, and I just wanted to go with that kind of, again, like an industrial window. It was kind of like, I didn't want to go with that fully. So I made that into a prefab, and then I was able to copy that around and place it a bit more around the building as well. And then for the artwork as well, I thought, you know, we want a few paintings on the wall, and at the moment I've only got the green forest picture in the game, which I think is really good because you can link those up over and over again and they all line up. So it's a very quirky little picture that you can put in. But I wanted to create one as well, so I used a logo from a shop, and I felt by just moving that around, I made some really weird cyberish kind of like neon like light picture thingy. So, and again, I think if you're not staring at it completely, like looking at it, it looks okay. I think it comes out quite well, and it gives the room a bit more color as well because it's got a bit of red in there, and it's, yeah, it just kind of sets off the wall a little bit, I think. As well, I wanted to add in the wiring on the ceiling that you will see with some black rope that I used, but I wasn't too sure because in the picture that I was using, I had a few wires. It was all painted over, but I'm never a fan of like painting one thing completely and then like painting over your light switch or something, because it just blends with the wall. Like, I think you shouldn't be ashamed to have like a plug socket that's either like white or silver on a green or dark grey wall or something. Like, I think that's kind of a nice mix that you can have. So I wanted to have that kind of the black rope and black wires as if they were like electrical wires. And I used the Aircon pieces, or the giant fan bit, shrank it down into a really tiny little object, and I put that on, and it came out, yeah, I think it came out okay. I was pretty happy with it. I would say this is probably one of my most enjoyable builds so far that I built in this game. I did like do an airport. Was it an airport? Yeah, I did an airport. I did a hotel before. I forgot what else. I think the hotel was one of my favourite actually. It was really, that took me like almost 2 days or something. It was ridiculously silly. But no, I did really enjoy this one. I felt like, because you could save prefabs and parts, it makes things very nice. So like the coffee machine's been saved, so I can use that again in the future. The plug socket's been saved, I can use that. My fire exit sign that I spelt wrong in an episode before, completely embarrassed about that, but I can't change that. I've saved that as well, so I can just place that down. So that's really, really nice. And you can also like click on the building, and then if you've got the prefab, you can click on the prefab that you made, so like the fire exit for instance, and you can then merge both those together into one structure. And it's really nice to kind of build it and then like be able to move the whole entire thing. So I don't know how many pieces are in the building. I'm guessing maybe anywhere from like over 500, I would say easily actually, yeah, pieces, and you can just pick it up and move it around like it's just like one object. It's fantastic. So but yeah, this is the staff room, and yeah, I'm kind of going on now, aren't I? Wow. So I built a little wall as well. It's I wouldn't say it's meant to look super pretty, but it's kind of like, again, you do walk in some areas and zoos and parks where you've got like a giant wall, and it's just part of like a scenery wall, and you don't really pay attention to it. Again, you just kind of, it's just there, isn't it? You expect it to, that's what it looks like. And so I built this wall to give the staff some privacy, so when they do go into the staff room, they are able to relax. They can go outside as well. There's some decking. I wasn't actually going to build that, but then I thought, you know what, I'm 90% through here. I've spent so many hours. One more hour's not going to hurt. So I just added some decking on, and yeah, I was pretty happy with it. So yeah, this is the episode, guys. So I think I've been speaking for about 10 minutes. That's incredible. I've never done that. And so yeah, I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of the episode, guys. And hopefully you like it. If you do, give me some suggestions as well. Maybe like I said, I want to do like a quarantine. I want to do something else like you know, an area research centre or something like that. So yeah, some more ideas. Maybe I'm not thinking something on the spot right now. But yeah, it'd be great. So yeah, enjoy, guys. I'll catch you very, very soon. Thank you so much for coming by and watching, and I will see you very soon. See you later. Bye bye.
Thank you.